FortyInbox.com here, where we help you master your money. So we're going to be reacting to an article called How to Apply and Get Approved for a Credit Card. So a credit card can open financial doors. Here's everything you need to know to optimize your application. And this article was written by a person called Aaron Gobler. So credit cards can be an important weapon in your financial arsenal when used responsibly. They come with plenty of benefits, including cashback, points, and travel rewards, and they can help boost your credit score. We'll help you decide how to select the right card, apply for a credit card, and increase your chances of being approved. So how a credit card works. Let's start with the basics. When you use a credit card, you're tapping into a line of credit from your credit card provider. You can use your credit card for everyday expenses, but we recommend only charging purchases that you can afford to pay off in full at the end of each month, so you don't accumulate high interest charges. I 100% agree. If you ever use a card, which by the way, we never recommend people to go get a credit card, but if you make the choice that you want a credit card, because no one can stop you from getting it, if you end up using a credit card, do exactly this. Pay it off in full every time. Never carry a balance ever in your life when you use a credit card. So each credit card has a set of billing cycle, typically around 30 days. After your billing cycle ends, you'll have a grace period during which you can pay off your purchases without accruing interest. So if you don't pay the entire balance before the due date, all purchases from the previous billing cycle will begin accruing interest based on your annual percentage rate, or APR. So credit cards are notorious for carrying high APRs, so you want to factor credit card payments into your budget to avoid racking up debt. But here's the thing. The way that we actually really recommend this, if you end up deciding that no matter what, you're using a credit card, right? If you make that choice, right? Because again, this is all a choice. What we actually recommend is that the second you pay off that credit card and you're walking out the door from wherever you just spent your money, you're immediately going into your bank or your credit card account and paying off that balance right then and there. And yeah, there's going to be processing. It's going to be take a few, probably days for it to actually show up. You see that number, prepay it. Pre-transfer money into it, right? Because there is no reason why you should ever carry a balance on a credit card, period. So here's 5 steps to follow before applying for a credit card. So if you're ready to apply for your next credit card, here are a few steps that can help. Number 1, practice good credit habits. Before you apply for a credit card, you should understand and practice good credit habits. Maintaining good credit can increase your chances of getting approved for a credit card at a lower rate. First, check your credit report before you apply to see if there are currently any derogatory marks. Those marks could prevent you from qualifying for a credit card. And if you find negative marks, take steps to bring your credit score up, such as paying your bill on time each month and squaring up payments on any past due or collections accounts. Next, commit to using your credit card in a way that will help your credit, not hurt it. So ways you can do this include using less than 30% of your credit limit and paying off your bill in full each month. And again, we recommend paying it off immediately, right? Never go past 24 hours when you're going to end up paying for a credit card because you're going to forget. That's the biggest thing. People are going to forget about paying their bill on time. Number 2, find the right card. Before applying for a credit card, be sure to research and find the right one for you. There are different card types to choose from, and it's essential to know how each one benefits you. First, pay attention to basic information such as the card's interest rate, credit limit, fees, and more. The better your credit, the better rates and credit limits you'll be eligible for. Next, consider what benefits you most want from a credit card. The 2 most common credit card perks are cashback and travel rewards. If you travel regularly, then it's probably a no-brainer to apply for a travel rewards card. That being said, if you were to actually do any research about the whole rewards program when it comes to credit cards, you're basically screwed. when it comes to the travel rewards thing. Like, you basically never get any really real return on it based off how much you actually have to spend to get the amount of points. You never really come out ahead of that. Now, for the cash back thing, if you're someone, like let's say that you're running a business and you decide to use a credit card to run all of your expenses through that, so you end up getting cash back at like 2 to 3% depending on what your credit card is, that might be a nice, like, okay, cherry on top kind of thing. But you should not really get a credit card just because of a cashback thing, right? You should not really just get a credit card really ever. But if you're choosing between travel rewards or cashback, just go for cashback. And don't get a card that has an annual fee or a maintenance thing. So number 3, look for pre-approval offers. So pre-approval offers are targeted, which means they've been handpicked for you based on your credit score. Simply put, applying for one of these cards may give you a better chance of qualifying. Pre-approval offers often offer special sign-up bonuses in the form of points, gift cards, or cashback rewards. And again, out of all of them, it's really just better to do cashback. Although pre-approval offers are targeted, they don't guarantee approval. Once you apply, a hard inquiry is run on your credit, which means it's actually going to be diminished a little bit. So if a derogatory mark is found that doesn't fit the lender's criteria, you could be denied. Lastly, don't just apply for a card because you have a better chance of being approved. Make sure it fits your financial goals and offers the rewards you're looking to earn. And again, don't get a credit card just because of rewards, because people think that they could game the system of credit cards, but they really can't. Number 4, be prepared for a credit hit. When you apply for a credit card, it appears as a hard inquiry on your credit report for 2 years. If you're applying for more than one credit account, you might be worried about multiple hard inquiries. You can limit inquiries by applying for all new accounts within a 14-day window, and any accounts you apply for during this time will show up as one single hard inquiry rather than multiple. A hard inquiry stays on your credit report for 2 years, but it can only negatively impact your score for up to a year, according to Experian. That said, a new credit card can impact your score for other reasons. Opening a new credit card reduces your average age of the credit, which can lower your credit score. The good news is that the negative impacts of a new credit card are likely to be temporary, while the positive effects can be long-term. A new credit card increases your total credit limit and reduces your credit utilization, an important factor in determining your score, which means by the time that a year or 2 years ends up coming about, your credit score is actually going to be better than it was a year beforehand when it got, originally was. So number 5, have a repayment strategy. Before applying for a credit card, have a strategy in mind to avoid paying high interest charges, since these can completely negate the financial benefits of a card. So the best strategy, of course, is to pay your card off in full on your due date each month, which technically is not true. The best strategy is to pay it off immediately. Enrolling in autopay is also a good way to ensure you pay off your entire balance, or at least the minimum balance due on time every month. And that's if you're starting to work like a plan out on paying off like a massive amount of debt. That being said, not all credit cards offer an autopay option or make it very difficult for you to set up an autopay option. So keep that in mind as well. So what you need to apply for a credit card. To determine if you qualify for a credit card, companies will look at your financial information and decide if you're a good candidate. They'll need your name, age, social security number, employer, annual income. So using your social security number, the credit card company will run a hard inquiry to determine if your credit report and score qualify you for a card. They'll also look at your debt to income ratio, which is the percentage of your monthly income that goes toward debt. And you can calculate your DTI by dividing your monthly debt payments by your monthly pre-tax salary. And the higher your DTI, the lower your chances of qualifying for a card. So credit card applications are filled out primarily online today, but some companies still allow you to apply via mail or over the phone. And this is more so like the offers that you end up getting in the mail. So what to do if your application is actually denied? So if your application is denied, the lender is required to provide you with the reasons why under the Equal Credit Opportunity Act. Once you know why, you can work on improving your credit, paying down debt, and when you're ready, applying for a card that fits your credit profile. So you can improve your chances of getting approved for a credit card. So if you're denied a credit card or want to ensure your chances of approval are higher, you could by reviewing your credit report. You could work on any derogatory remarks like late payments or canceling collections right away. You could use features like auto pay to ensure your credit cards are paid on time every month. But again, remember that's not always an option. And for those with no credit history, you might consider becoming an authorized user on a responsible friend or family member's credit card, which I would not suggest. This can technically help you quickly build credit, so you could apply for your own card, right? Or you could do like something called like a secured credit card where you basically prepay on it like $1,000 and you basically credit yourself that money almost in a sense. And it slowly builds up your credit. But again, we don't recommend anyone actually getting a credit card. But if you were to get a credit card, follow what we suggested in this episode. By the way, if you need help with mastering your money, which means getting out of debt, building an emergency fund, and starting to invest in your life in a very simple manner, learn the secret to mastering your money down below in the description of this episode, or check out 40inbox.com, and we'll see you in future episodes. And if you like this sort of thing, hit the like button and we'll have more similar episodes like this.